on a losing night. And put a man 6 feet in a hole. It's been a while since I went live, man. Especially on this channel. It's been a minute, folk. It's been a minute. We'll let this live fire up. And then we'll start getting into the preamble about 5 minutes, 3 minutes more. And give me a second here. Hopefully it sends out the notifications and we can get a few people in here and we can start having a little conversation about some Steelers football. Some Pittsburgh Steelers football. Because I just seen a report. I don't even know where it came from. Quote unquote insider says the Steelers are not going to extend Justin Fields, but ... Russell Wilson. So that was my question for today. Can Russell Wilson play 5 more years in the NFL? He has 1 year left on his deal, and then he is an unrestricted free agent. He's getting paid to the tune of $38 million per year via the Denver Broncos. And that's a pretty penny for your salary cap. Yeah, that's the quote unquote market value for a quarterback. But is Russell Wilson still that guy? Will somebody pay him more than $25 million or $38 million a year? How much will they pay him per year? Because Justin Fields' option was going to be, I think it was around, what was it? $25 million. So to me, that's what I said. If the Steelers are going to extend Russell Wilson, to me, it would have to be a 4-year. Let's just say if this premise is true, let's just say if this insider is correct, that the Steelers are planning on extending Russell Wilson. Let's just go with that. Because we really don't know if that's what they're going to do. Because everybody's saying we were going to extend Justin Fields and we haven't extended him. So are we? Will we? Maybe, maybe not. So there's conflicting reports right now. Some people are saying it's going to be Justin. Some quote-unquote insiders are saying it's going to be Russell. And I guess the biggest point of all that, no matter what's true, is being that they're both unrestricted after this season. Steelers obviously have their option, and who knows, maybe they can have their pick of many other options next year, because who are all the free agent quarterbacks coming up next year to even speculate on this? I mean, is Russell Wilson going to be the same Russell Wilson? He had a pretty decent season last year. I was looking at his stats, and to me, the Pittsburgh Steelers have a way better roster than Russell Wilson, or Denver Broncos, a way better defense than the Denver Broncos, more weapons on offense for Russell to distribute the ball to, and to me, a better coaching staff, a better head coach. To me, Mike Tomlin is bar none, hands down, better than Drew Brees or Sean Payton. And that's, to all the Tomlin haters say the only reason Tomlin won is because of Ben. Well, I'll say the only reason Sean Payton won was because of Deflategate and Drew Brees. I will say that all day and every day. And you want to talk about a stacked roster every goddamn year? Sean Payton's roster was stacked. I would argue that Drew Brees is better than Ben Roethlisberger. So shit, if we're gonna say that Mike Tomlin was carried by Ben, you could easily say the same thing about Sean Payton. And to me, Tomlin's got a better resume than Sean Payton. Doesn't have no bounty gate. No, I said deflate gate. No bounty gate on his resume. He might have had that one time where he stuck his leg out, but he had a good defense for it. I'll get it's reason he could. It was a good defense. I heard him on an interview. He basically said he was looking at the thing, the jumbotron, and he thought he was on the other side of the field. That's what he thought. He didn't intentionally do it. So I guess that's reasonable defense, I would say. Saints got caught red-handed with their finger in the hand in a cookie jar. So, are they going to extend Russell Wilson? I mean, that's what I would say. Yes, I think Russ can play 4, maybe 5 more years. Honestly, I think he has the athletic ability. I think he has the work ethic. I think he has the mind. That's the biggest thing, the mind. I feel he's basically an extension of a coach on the field. This is what Russell Wilson brings to the Steelers organization. And that is something Kenny Pickett lacked tremendously. That was something, at least I thought, coming into the league, Kenny Pickett would have been ahead of the game than most quarterbacks. I was saying he is probably the most NFL ready quarterback. I don't think he has the most potential. I don't think he has the most upside. But for as it stands to be drafted day one, he's a quarterback that's ready to basically step in there, and that's basically what the Steelers thought. And Kenny just couldn't make his reads. He wasn't on time. He wasn't on rhythm. I said it all year long, and that's what Russell Wilson's going to bring to, I think, this team is on time, on rhythm offense, and keeping everybody in motion and keeping everybody, in rhythm. And being able to make checks at the line. That's another thing Kenny Pickett lacked. And quarterbacks are like a fine wine. They only get better with age. And now I can segue this into the whole other point now. Defensive tackles do not get better with age. And Cam Hayward is talking about an extension right now. So if you're going to take the option between extending Russell Wilson or extending Cam Hayward, because he is currently holding out for OTAs right now. If you're going to go with that option, who would you rather option? Who would you rather extend your money to? Because Cam is a nose tackle who missed half the season last year, who's one of my favorite players. Let's just add that disclaimer in there. Is one of my favorite players and who I hype up a lot in these videos is one of the anchor of the defense and has been the last decade. But maybe these past 2 or 3 seasons, he's might have been starting to take a little dip. Maybe the year before he played really good, and he's making $22.5 million this year. So the only way to me, if the Steelers extend Russell Wilson, and that I would take Russell Wilson over Cam Hayward for like a $25 million a year deal, and you give him like a 4-year extension, maybe a 3-year extension, maybe a 2-year extension, maybe give him 1 year, but it's got to be at 20. He cannot get any more than 24 million, unless maybe it's like a 1-year deal. Then I'll throw him maybe 30, maybe 35. But if it's going to be long term with Russell, 3 to 4 year deal extension, he's got to do it to the tune of $25 million per year. Even though I would rather spend $25 million on Russell Wilson than 22.5 on Cam Hayward. I'd spend that extra 3 to get that quarterback, that extension of the coach on the field, and I'd draft me a big 400-pound dude that's 20 years old in the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th round. Like what did Keanu Benton go in, like the 4th or the 5th? And dude was one of the highest graded rookies this year, and he's probably on a very, very minimal rookie contract with many years left on it, with probably a team option. So the NFL at the end of the day is a business, and Cam's holding out. And I've already did a video addressing my opinions on the Cam Hayward situation. And my opinion on the Cam Hayward situation is if he wants to get an extension, he's going to have to kick back this year and kick it down the road like Kevin Colbert's doing. But the only difference is usually there's a few years left on their deal, and then it becomes this is why we're at this juncture with Cam Hayward because of Kevin Colbert. This is a Kevin Colbert kick the cap down deal right now we're on with Cam Hayward to where he's getting $22.5 million at 35 years of age. And then Kevin Colbert, when they're at the ass end of their deals, Colbert will always have to just push these guys out, make them, oh, you got to, and just play media games with these dudes after when they're on their big year, their deal, and then basically just play hardball with them. And then either you take a pay cut or we're going to cut you and we'll just take the cap hit. But at the end, and that just puts us in cap debt. That just has had the Steelers in cap debt for years. Seems like Omar's being a little different. He's trying to clear the books. We're not necessarily rebuilding, but we're retooling right now. We're adding on, we're getting good contracts, new good contracts, and getting, a lot of young pieces around. Even I think the TJ Watt contract was a Kevin Colbert deal. I'd have to look up that one. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I do believe that is a Kevin Colbert deal as well, which is a big deal. And which I even said at the time, I was like, I don't really know. That's a lot of money. Why not franchise tag him this year because we have that option and then negotiate business after that season? But they did what he did. I'm not going to say TJ hasn't earned it. I'm not going to say TJ isn't good, but TJ didn't win Defensive Player of the Year. And I've even argued on Facebook that probably Micah Parsons is better than TJ Watt. Probably Myles Garrett is better than TJ Watt. And I'd probably take Bosa over TJ. I'd take Fred Warner over TJ Watt. I take probably a lot of linebackers over TJ Watt, honestly. TJ Watt is kind of a one-trick pony. He's kind of a one-trick pony. He really can't cover. He can stop the run and rush the passer. And he's making a lot of money too. That is a big narrative. I've been talking about it all year that, the Steelers from Cal Turd, even Mark Madden, this is a new league. It's a new day. It's flag football. It's not tackle football. It's not defensive driven football. As much as you like that brand of football, the NFL is changing the brand. There's things being done up top from Roger Goodell, the powers that be, to where it makes it more of a benefit and more of a strategy to invest in offense. I really don't believe that personally because I've watched the Steelers win 6 Super Bowls with defense. And I believe in all 3 phases of the game need to come together for you to have a winning organization and a winning franchise. And that's why the Steelers have been so successful over the past 2 decades. But I'm not going to say they don't have a point because Mink is making buku bucks right now. Cam's making buku bucks right now. And TJ's making buku bucks. And the offense has been stuttering for years. 4 years. Ever since the Bell, Brown, and Ben drama occurred, which was all under Kevin Colbert too. And everybody blames Tomlin, but that was all under Kevin Colbert. That was all his blunder. That was all him allowing Le'Veon Bell to sell stories and his agent to sell stories to Jeremy Fowler every single day to basically be his extension of his agent in the media and sell bullshit. I'm coming back this week. I'm coming back that week. And you left the door wide open for this dude to just walk in there middle of the season and say, hey, here I am. I'm ready to play the last half of the season and then go get a contract or somewhere else. Like, that's ridiculous. You either extend him then, Colbert, or you just let him walk, bro. You don't play some fucking middle ground, Kevin Colbert. That was your bell fucking cow, bro. He was the bell cow. Period, bro. Le'Veon Bell everybody said he was the best back in the fucking league at the time. I mean, I can make a case that there might have been 4 or 5 better backs, but he was fucking up there, bro. He was a fucking bell cow. He touched the ball like 400 times a goddamn season, bro. Literally. And you let this guy walk. And now we ain't even option Najee Harris too. I'm getting into whole other shit, but it just goes to the point that the NFL is a business. And these insiders, they come out with these stories every day. First, Russell Wilson or first Fields is going to get extended. Now, they believe Russell Wilson's going to be the one to get extended. So to me, my take is it's got to be like, I would like it. I think he can play 3-4 more years in the league. I really do. I'm liking some of the things he's posting. I'm liking some of the things I'm reading. I hope it's not just kiss ass bullshit they're coming with the media, coming from the media about Russell Wilson, but it seems everybody's saying he has good work ethic. He's really loves his craft, and that's really what he is a craftsman at quarterback. And he's going to be able to do a lot of things that just doesn't come up really in the highlight sheets or the big play sheets, maybe for another player. But Russell Wilson will hit you on that 5 yard route on rhythm, in time, lead you so you don't have to stop a step or stutter step or turn around like Kenny Pickett was doing, was throwing it too high, too low, behind, and making his receivers take big hits and making his receivers have to go up and get the ball and not, well, I mean, maybe they're catchable balls, but not NFL catchable balls. If you're an NFL quarterback, shit, dude, if you're a fucking high school quarterback, bro, if you're a high school quarterback, bro, you need to be able to hit your goddamn receivers in stride in the numbers and let them make a fucking play. You can't leave them out to dry. You can't stand in the pocket way too long. You can't roll out and try to be fucking Cam Newton when you're Kenny Pickett or Tim Tebow when you're Kenny Pickett and take 20-yard sacks and ruin entire drives based off one fucking play when you could have just threw it away or took a sack or maybe move forward and gained a yard or two and put us in a better position third down instead of fucking us up and putting us in 2nd and 19 and then third and 15. Them are just basically no-win situations right there. And Kenny Pickett put the Steelers in no-win situations on offense all year long. So, yeah, there's a business aspect, and then there's just the fact that we drafted Kenny Pickett, and he was a fucking miss, he was a fucking dud, and he was a fucking bust. A la the last gift Kevin Colbert left the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I made a video. All my videos got deleted, and I've even made a videos. I wish I could pull it up right now. 5 years ago, blaming Kevin Colbert for most of this fucking mess that's going on today now. And Omar's running things a little differently now. And we'll see. I mean, he's being a little cheap. He didn't want to give Najee the option. I don't agree with that. But we'll see if they get him a long-term extension because they're talking about that too. So where's that at? I haven't seen that yet happen yet neither. And they said they was going to give Tomlin an extension, and I haven't seen that happen yet neither. When's the official day? Practice is about to kick off here soon. So it's looking like Omar's not handing out no. Omar's come in to lay the hammer down via the Roonies. Rooney said, we need somebody to come in here and lay the hammer down, and we need somebody to be the bad guy. And after this offseason, he might have to be a bad guy to a lot of people, honestly, like a Cam, like a Tomlin, like a Russell Wilson. If he don't pan out and we got to draft a whole new quarterback, who knows? Who knows what we're going to get out of Russell Wilson? I mean, I could sit here and believe and say I believe, and I do believe, but that don't mean it's true. I want to keep Najee. I would love to keep Najee too. Fields is going to be returning kicks before long. That's what they said. I don't believe that neither. I think Jaylen Warren was trolling. Why would you have your backup quarterback, especially with these new fucking kickoff rules and shit, bro? Like they're somehow a way to reduce injuries, which is ridiculous. That's no way they're going to reduce injuries. People are still returning kicks. Yeah, maybe they're not running as fast. Okay, you're going to put more injuries. You're putting injuries more on the not the return team, but the cover team. The cover team is going to be at risk for more injuries. But even still, why would you put your backup quarterback to return kicks? That doesn't make sense. That's silly. That's dumb. Jaylen Warren had to be trolling. That's dumb. You're going to risk your backup quarterback getting hurt on a kick return, and then let's just say who do we start the season off? I don't even know who we start the season off with. I forget. Let's just say it's Dallas. And we're game one, first kick of the game. Whoop, we're going to kick it to Justin Fields. He returns it, gets smacked in his knee. Boom, MCL, ACL out for the season because returning a kick to net 15 yards. And then Russell Wilson comes in and Micah Parsons comes off the edge and hits him. Boom. Breaks his arm. He's out 3 to 4 weeks. And then who's going to be the backup quarterback? That scrub we signed? I don't even know. That scrub we signed from Buffalo or wherever, Cal Allen or wherever the hell he came from, that's going to be the quarterback. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. I don't believe that for a second. It came from an interview with Jaylen Warren on like some podcast, I believe, or with Cam Hayward's podcast, I believe. I just don't see it. Maybe they do, but I just don't see it. Why else did we sign Cordell Patterson? What other reason did we sign Cordell Patterson for? We signed Cordell Patterson, and we're not going to have him return kicks, but we're going to have Justin Fields return kicks. It don't make sense to me. That shit don't make sense to me at all, Runt. Not at all. Yeah, I don't like that. Even like I remember me and my boys talking back in the day, like we cannot have Antonio Brown returning kicks, bro. Why is he still returning kicks? He's our number one receiver. We cannot have him returning kicks. Same with Hines Ward. Hines Ward used to return kicks before he was the number one wide receiver. And then when he became the number one wide receiver, there was no more kick return for Hines Ward. Antoine Randall had to do it. So you ain't gonna put your goddamn backup quarterback out there to net 25 yards on a kick return. Well, I'm putting the fastest dude on the team to return kicks, or a specialist who's a beast and a dog at it, who's known for it. It's probably the only reason we signed him. Cordell Patterson is going to return kicks. Just like we signed Gunner. We literally signed Gunner Oleszki, or whatever that bum's name was, who got cut because he's such trash. That's the sole reason we signed him to return kicks. So we'll see. As always, there's drama in Steeler Nation and the Steeler offseason. And it comes from this bullshit ass media where they just be jive talking and selling you bullshit every fucking day of the week. I was listening to 93.7 The Fan. I mean, they got so much bullshit over there. It's ridiculous. It's 9 hours of advertisements. It's ridiculous. And then they just come up with shit. Like Andrew Filipponi. He's like, well, today we're going to come up with a scenario. And then tomorrow we're going to come up with a scenario that's never going to happen. And then Wednesday we're going to come up with a scenario that's never going to happen. And then Thursday we're going to come up with a scenario that's never going to happen. And then Friday we're going to come up with a scenario that's never going to happen. And then all of CBS Sports Radio is going to run with that fucking scenario that's never going to happen. And we're going to talk about it and we're going to speculate on it because we have so many hours to fill on a day-to-day basis, right along with our fucking million ads a day. So there's drama as always in Steeler Nation, and Cam ain't helping. I'm gonna hold out so I get my contract done. Shut up, Cam. Come to fucking camp. Be quiet. Do your job, bro. You were hurt last year. I'm sorry, dude. The NFL's a business, and Cam, and sometimes business is in the way, bro. Really. And I know he's listening. He's listening to my shit before Cam Hayward. He might not be listening now, but he's watched my lives on Periscope. Took me directly to his fucking main Twitter. Le'Veon Bell's watched my lives before. I got Devlin Hodges dancing before. I said, dude, you ain't got no work ethic. You don't even deserve to be in the NFL. He's like, how dare you judge my work ethic when all I do is post me making duck calls on Instagram every day. I'm never throwing a football, but I'm always making duck calls and shooting geese out of the sky. Then he got cut. Bro, if Yins Nation is getting in your head, Devlin Hodges, on YouTube and Twitter, Yins Nation, a known troll. Oh, bro. You ain't never going to hang on Monday night. You ain't never going to hang on Sunday night on Ray Lewis and Fred Warner and Parsons and all them boys coming at you, bro. You can't handle me. You ain't definitely going to handle them boys. What are you? What are you, a scrub? I guess that's why you ain't in the league no more, because you are. Now, Russell Wilson ain't no scrub. He ain't no slouch. That's why I say yes to the extension over Fields. But it's got to come at the right price. Because the Steelers are doing Steelers type things. They don't give a goddamn what Yins Nation got to say. They don't give a goddamn what Mark Madden's got to say. They don't give a goddamn what anybody's got to say. They're the fucking Roonies. And they say what goes. And what they say is,
Football's won and lost in the trenches. That's why we drafted so many offensive linemen this year. And they say, if you got a good offensive line in front of you, like Ben had in 2005 when he won his Super Bowl with one of the greatest defenses ever, that he gets all the goddamn credit for, we don't really need a quarterback. We can just draft a guy, plug him in, and he'll be good to go. That has way more upside and way more of a shelf life than Russell Wilson, probably for cheaper. Or we can go out there and get another vet for cheaper. They could do the same thing you do and just go out there and manage the game, turn around and hand it off while them big boys up front churn and burn and beat motherfuckers up, beat motherfuckers down, and bring Smash Mouth football back to the Berg. And let's keep it 100, bro. I don't care what nobody says. All 6 Super Bowls, all 6 of them, aka the most ever in history, because you know the Patriots are fraudulent and have asterisks all over that shit, was all won with Smash Mouth football and motherfucking defense. Period. Point blank. End of sentence. Franco Harris, Rocky Bleier, Jerome Bettis, Willie Parker. Come on, man. Even Rashad Mendenhall, his first couple years in the league, bro, he was balling out. And that defense he won against the Cardinals, fuck, dude. If it wasn't for James Harrison, we would have lost that game. Ben threw an interception. James Harrison took it to the house. Greatest play in Super Bowl fucking history. Greatest play in Super Bowl fucking history. That would have changed the tide of the whole entire game. Ben's interception and Warner finishing that drive would have been iced. Iced. Yeah, he had a good drive at the end. I'll give him credit. But there's a lot of shit that led up to that. And it was a defensive game. And that defense was a big part of winning that game. And that defense and Antoine Randall and Hines Ward was the biggest parts of winning that Super Bowl against Seattle. And a little bit of help from the refs, because I think, who was it that caught that touchdown that pushed off at the end there? I think it was like Nate Washington or somebody pushed off and he caught that touchdown against Seattle. I forget exactly who it was. Maybe it was Cedric Wilson. I can't remember exactly who the fuck it was. But I think it was Nate. I got to look back can't remember right off the top of my fucking dome at this second of all seconds. So here we are. Everybody's getting an extension this offseason, but nobody's got an extension yet. So we'll see if the extensions start falling down here before practice and everything, and these OTAs and all this shit. Everybody's saying they love Arthur Smith's system. Arthur Smith's toeing the company line, and he says, I believe football's won and lost in the trenches. I believe football's won and lost in the trenches. And then we got ourselves some big boys up front. We got Broderick Jones. We got the Flying Hawaiian now up there. I can't even pronounce his name, so I'm just going to call him Flying Hawaiian. We got 2 Flying Hawaiians, actually. I can't even pronounce his name. Samulio, however the hell you say that shit. Flying Hawaiian 1 and Flying Hawaiian 2. And Broderick. Now we just need a center. People on my page have been talking about James Daniels can play center and we could shift him to center. And I could see that. Let's shift Daniels to center. Let's have both of the Flying Hawaiians at guard. Dan Moore and Broderick Jones. That's how I want the starting line to be. People are saying, oh, Fiocco, whatever, he can't play guard. They had him practicing at guard. I said he looks like a guard to me. He looks like he'd be amazing guard to me, a pool guard. And guess what they were doing in training camp with the Flying Hawaiian too? Was using him as a pool guard. Because he has speed, he has athleticism, he has versatility up front. And we want to run the ball. If you want to run the ball, you got to have a guard. You have to have 2 guards and you have to have a center. Tackle's jobs are protect the quarterback. The guard's jobs or to fucking fill up the holes and make the holes for the running back, Najee, 22 dive up the middle that we could not execute all year long. That's the bread and butter basics that has to fucking happen, bro. So that's why I say shift Daniels to center because we don't have a center, bro. We really don't have a center, man. I don't. We drafted that guy, but I don't think we. I don't know if you want to start him, Frazier. I don't know if you want to start him right off the jump. If that's what we're going to do, start Frazier right off the jump and start two rookies right off the jump, a rookie at tackle and a rookie at center. I don't see it. I'd put Daniels at center. Have that vet who's has been one of our highest graded offensive linemen the past 3-4 years. Put him at center and start one rookie, the Flying Hawaiian, at guard with the other Flying Hawaiian and Jones and Moore. Everybody hates on Dan Moore, but Dan Moore has 50, 55, 60 games under his belt. He's a vet in the last year of his rookie cheap ass deal. Roll him out there. And then if you want to make the switch and put Frazier in, maybe then you can slide Daniels right back at guard. And then you have the Flying Hawaiian out there at right tackle. And then slide Broderick over at left. His natural position. His natural position is not right tackle, it's left. And to me, Flying Hawaiian 2, just looking at him, his natural position is a pull guard, bro. That right guard, and he could pull, sling around, and lead block to Jalen Warren to get that edge up behind Dan Moore, up behind Broderick Jones, however you want it. That's how I see utilizing Brandon Fayouk's athletic ability and his size to the best of his ability in the NFL. We'll see how they play it. We'll see what the starting roster is going to be. We'll see if they start Frazier, a rookie center, in the second round right off the jump. I don't know. That's a big position. That's big shoes to fill. Opposed to Daniels, who's been in the league for a really long time and has done it. I mean, if they want, and then we're just gonna bench. If you do that, we have to bench Dan Moore. Why? And Tomlin always says, "I'm not gonna. You have to earn your job." So why are they going to bench? Well, who are they going to bench? Well, maybe they start Frazier, and then they're going to let Dan Moore start over to Flying Hawaiian at right tackle or left tackle. I don't know. And then have two rookie. I just don't see it, bro. I don't see it. Everybody's saying that's what the O line's going to be. Broderick left. Who would be the guard? Samolo at left guard. Center be Frazier. Right guard would be James Daniels, and right tackle would be Flying Hawaiian, Faluka Yuki, however the fuck you say his goddamn name. All right? That's what they want it to be. All the fans on my Facebook page, that's how they'd be responding, and they're saying I'm crazy that I think he could play guard. What? Yo, they were practicing him and giving him reps at guard and pull guard, like I said. One thing I know is football, okay? And it's Steelers football. And history. I'm still learning about it. I still need to get better at history, though. Our schedules, when I say our schedule, shit. It's tough, the last half of it. The first half, I see 8 games. I see at least 5 wins. 5 wins out of them for 5-3, 6-2. I'm putting us in that range, the first 8. And then that last stretch is Murderers Row. All division games and some tough ones, too. I forget exactly what they are. But I still have us going 11-6. 11-7, it would be, what is it, 11-6, 11-7? 11-6. I'm still not used to the 17 game schedule. They just, what is this, 3 years now with the 17 game? I'm not even used to this shit yet. I'm still not used to the Raiders being in Vegas, and I'm still not used to the Redskins being the Commanders. I still call them the Redskins. I got 12. What do you mean you got 12? Oh, 12 wins. That's steep. That's another thing people be saying. NFL is a fixed sport. That's a big narrative from y'all, is because they did something with their taxes or something, which may be. And I've been watching NBA, bro. Like, I've been looking at some of the lines on FanDuel and shit, dude. I'm looking in the injury reports. Them are key. If you want to be a quote unquote bookie or a shark or whatever, Because I used to make bets all the time, bro. Back in the day when I was young, I used to be like a little hustler, bro. You play hold'em, poker, stud, bet like crazy. And I remember my buddy, he's like, I'm a bookie now. I'll take your bets. Any bets you want. Any bet I want. I'm like, well, how much you charge? Like, nothing, for free. I'm like, oh, okay, bro. I'm gonna take you. I'm taking you, motherfucker, just because he's a degenerate gambler. I used to hustle him in poker all the time. He just kept buying in, buying in, buying in. Some people were degenerate gamblers that can't help themselves. But you got to sit down and you got to look at the injury report. In every fucking game, I swear to God, Joel Embiid was questionable, 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 questionable. And that is really where that's what it comes down to, where you're going to lay your money is. If Joel Embiid's playing, I'm laying my money down on Philly. If Joel Embiid's not playing, I'm laying my money down on the Knicks. So it's almost like they do it and they split it, and it's like, well, you're not in today. Oh, you're in today. It's all, I swear. And it's always like that. And the NBA has been literally caught rigging games, literally referees and everything, 100%. Has the NFL been caught yet? No. But I'm even talking on my Facebook page that soccer is going to be the biggest shit in America in the next 20 years. They're ruining the integrity of the game. They really are. With a lot of these rule changes and shit and the shit they be doing, man, it's ridiculous. I mean, the fines they be giving out. And Brandon sent me a clip of Mike Mitchell yesterday talking about how, like, it was a badly thrown ball and he hit dude and he wasn't intentionally trying to hurt him or nothing. It was the quarterback threw a bad ball behind him and now he's out $50,000 in an entire game check because the quarterback happened to throw the ball behind his receiver. And if contact sport, bro, come on, they put the defense at more risk, and they talk about player safety. Just like with the return game now, they talk about player safety and shit. They don't give a flying fuck, bro. You moved the ball up so there'd be less returns. Now you're changing the rule because the fans don't like it and it's not exciting. And now you're putting a return team at way more of a risk to get injured. And with the Steelers this season, this is why everybody's pissed at the fucking schedule, bro. Because, bro, dude, you have us playing like 3 games in like a 2-week stretch, 4 games in like a 2-week stretch, all these Christmas Day specials and holiday specials and Hanukkah specials and Kwanzaa specials. You got to put all these goddamn games in Thursday night, Monday night, talk about Saturday. You have football every day of the week, and you have to have these guys go on a short week every week and go out there and play in 2 games, multiple games. Like, and they expect injuries not to pile up, but they care about player safety and they care about injuries. Yeah, right, Roger Goodell. All you care about is the bottom motherfucking line, bro. And it's blatantly clear. It's blatantly clear with your dictation from the top, period. So that's a whole other story than Cam Hayward and Russell Wilson getting extensions. God damn, that's going straight to the top, bro. And there it is. Nobody wants to watch this flag football shit. Commercial break every 2 seconds. Getting away from running the ball in defense, bro. Getting away from special teams. It's not football. You might as well just call it a new game. And we'll call it flag football. That's what I said. No, I didn't say any word, and I'll appeal it to the death of me if anybody decides to flag me. Can't even say mean words on YouTube no more. We have the Ravens, the Browns, Bengals, Eagles, Ravens, Chiefs, Bengals. I can see us dropping all those games. We have to. So let's just say, okay, what did I say? I got us first 8, 5-3. Let's just give that the minimum, 5-3. I'm doing blow ball here for the Steelers now. So if I had us going for like a minimum 5-3, that stretch. So at the minimum in that stretch, I'll say the Ravens get us twice. On paper, they're better than us. They'd be favored in us. Vegas has goddamn Atlanta favored over us. So the Ravens would be favored over us right now, given this juncture of all junctures. They'd be favored in us. So that's 2 losses right there. I'd say we get 1 from the Browns. We'll get 1 from the Bengals. We'll lose to the Eagles. Lose to the Chiefs. So 1 from the Browns, 1 from the Bengals. And that's it. So that would be 5, 6, 7. 7-10. Low ball for the Steelers. High ball, I did say 12 wins. I said that's the high. I said I'm going to play it safe and put it at 11, maybe 10. I'm putting us in that range, 10, 11. We need to get 11. And we need to go 4-2 in the division, I think, to make the playoffs. At least 3-3. So we go 3-3. I pretty much said we was going to go 2-4 in the division. Say we go 3-3 in the division. Okay. 5-2 from the jump, from the rip. or 5-3 from the rip. Then we get 3 of them division games. That's 8. That's only 8. So we gotta go 4-2 in the division and go like we gotta start off. We can't go 5-3 in that rip. We gotta go 6-2 in that first rip, and then have our bye. Going into the bye as one of the best teams in the league. That's the only way we're making playoffs. And we got some tough games up front too. I mean, there's some scrubs, but there's some tough ones. So we'll see how that shit goes. There's so many reports. It's like, dude, this is even worth talking about because it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. And I call it out so many times, bro. So many times, bullshit. They be talking about Cam Newton come here. I'm like, Cam Newton ain't coming here. Aaron Rodgers come here. Aaron Rodgers ain't coming here. All those kinds of bullshit I see every day. Like I'm so better at writing it because I just see it and I just go schlink and I write it. Like I can go live and do it too, but not too many people come in. And I get comments on the Facebook page too, and it like helps me come up with content too. It's like all them. Oh, I'm getting on Ben now. I'm on like a Ben campaign of bashing him. My rating's funny as hell. I mean, I think we'll win too. I think we're going to go 11-6. I think we're going to get a wild card spot, and we'll play the Ravens in that wild card spot. I think the Ravens will get 12. I think Houston will be the number 1 seed. I think Houston will be the number 1 seed in the AFC. Maybe won't pull the Ravens in the wild card. That's wishful thinking, but because they might have the best record in the AFC. Them or Houston. Maybe Kansas City. I'd say them or Houston. All right. Well, you don't have to put it all out there like that. I'll get them going. That Ben one, I got them going. They're all liking Ben with the Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is better than fucking Ben Roethlisberger. Them clowns are crazy. Them clowns are crazy. That no soup one was funny as fuck too. Did you see the no soup one? That one was funny as hell. I'm gonna do I might do a bracket, bro. Like a top 16 bracket of the best, the greatest Steelers of all time, and I'm gonna rank them and like put cars. My number 1 ranked all the way to 16, and then maybe there'll be some upsets, maybe not, but we're gonna see who wins and who's going to be the greatest. It's Joe Green to me. It's Joe Green, but that will be my number 1 card, Joe Green. Number 2, probably like Franco. Number 3, it'd be tough, but I probably would not. I was thinking about it last night. Somebody's like, "Who'd be your top 10?" I was thinking about it last night. I'm not putting Ben in my top 10. I'll tell you that. I was looking at the Hall of Famers. I can make a case for like 15, 16 better than Ben if I want to, but I'm not going to disrespect him that bad. So it might be fair. Maybe he's in there. Maybe I might put him at like 11, maybe 10, maybe 9, somewhere in there. But I can easily find 10. But Rod Woodson, better. Jerome Bettis, better. Franco, better. Mel Blount, better. Joe Green, better. There's 5 right there. Troy Polamalu, better. Shit. Did I say Jerome Bettis? Jerome Bettis, better. Jerome Bettis finished his career 5th all time in rushing. 5th. 5th. It's not even a debate. Jerome Bettis is better than Ben. Jerome Bettis was the heart and soul of Ben's first Super Bowl. Jack Lambert, better. Jack Ham, better. Donnie Shell, better. Mike Webster, better. Dermontti Dawson, better. Bobby Lane, better. I mean, we could really go back and play cards, bro. We could we could really go back and start playing cards on these fools that Ben sexuals. We'll call them Ben sexuals. Like bronze sexuals, you have Ben sexuals. That's what they are, Ben sexuals. It's a whole new identity. They're called Ben sexuals. So that's probably, I might do that on a Facebook page, the greatest Steelers of all time bracket, top 16. Ben might be number 16. I don't know. I'm going to end this, though. Shout out to you, Ron.